You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to talk more of the Godzilla sequel, and we're going to discuss Mothra. Yes, Mothra. So, yeah, this is another kaiju that I think is going to be difficult to implement into the series, depending on how original they want to stay to the character from Toho. Initially, when I thought about it, one of the things I think they have to do probably is take away this whole deity thing, the whole god thing, or being a god. I don't think you'll see twins. I think if you take away the deity story and you take away the twins, you're taking away a lot of what the character is, but you're grounding it. I don't think that's gonna flow, the whole twin thing. Now, what you can do is you can just make Mothra a mutated butterfly or a mutated moth, and then have people look upon the monster as if it is a deity. And then instead of having twin cosmos magic twins, you can have two women leading a cult of people, and they're twins. And that's probably as far as you can go with that. I think that is probably, at least I can think of, the best way you could keep to the monster's origins and still keep it grounded. It's not outside the realm of possibility that if they continue with the storyline that ancient monsters are waking up, that there's going to be a group of people or a pair of people to start a cult where a group of people eventually follow. So they could still do the twin thing, maybe on a different scale. Maybe instead of two girls, a man and a woman who are brother and sister and they're twins, and they start worshiping the Mothra monster, and they gather, they get a following because of it. So that's one way they can do it. Mothra, I definitely don't think is going to look beautiful. I don't think they're going to beautify her. She might be the one monster in the series that has a little bit more coloration, but I think they're going to be very, very, in my opinion, I think they're going to be very toned down. It's not going to be like some of the Mothra versions you see in the Mothra trilogy. Very, very beautiful Mothras. And I don't think it's going to look very attractive in terms of, I think it's going to look pretty grotesque. Now, I think we'll get both the larva form and the final form. I think that's one thing they'll do. They might bring her in rather, as a larvae, and maybe gets her ass kicked by Godzilla, or comes in as a larvae, destroys a city, and then, much like one of the older Toho films, uses a city to build her cocoon. But I don't think she's as complicated to bring in as some people might think. Once you really take away the whole deity story, and you take away the ancient story, and you take away the twins and the cosmos, then I think you get down to a pretty basic mutated bug. And I think the whole ancient story can be switched and could be implemented into their story of ancient monsters that walk the earth. Whether they're, that's if they're going to stick with that. It could be that these new monsters they're bringing in, or the Toho monsters they're bringing in, are going to have all their own origins, not related to monsters of ancient times waking up. But I'm pretty sure they're not going to overcomplicate things, and that's probably what they're going to stick with. So Mothra, I don't think is difficult to sell if you kind of take away some of the theatrics, the deity, the Mothra singing, the twins, the cosmos, all that. You take that away, then I think you have a good, reasonable kaiju that can fit into the story as a mutated bug or anything like that. If they decide to go all out and stick with the deity and all that, I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know how you can bring that into the storyline when it's so grounded now. I don't think it'll work at all. I don't think they'll do that. Mothra seems to be a fairly popular character on the set of the movie. When some media outlets went to visit the set a year before the movie released, and that seemed to be a very common theme. It was there was Easter eggs in the movie multiple times regarding Mothra, so it looks like that's a monster that they're taking very seriously. So I think they're gonna find a way to do at least some sort of homage to the original. I just don't know what they're gonna keep and what they're gonna take, or they can just decide to go do it anew altogether, which I think is probably the best bet. If two little twins pop up and start singing Mothra song in this movie, we can forget about seeing kaiju movies the rest of the way. The other thing too is I'm hoping, because we don't know what's going to happen. We know that there's going to be 3 movies. I don't think all 3 of these monsters are going to be in the second movie. I'm pretty sure they're going to stretch that out. But it would be interesting to see Mothra play a villain, and I actually prefer that. Because I'm kind of tired of Godzilla losing to her. I would love to see Godzilla finally beat her ass. That would make me very happy. So, but yeah, Mothra. I know a lot of people are not a big fan of this selection, but you also have to remember Mothra is very popular in Japan. She is a very popular kaiju overall. She's had her own trilogy. There's a lot of people very familiar with her, even if we don't like her. And I think that was a smart selection overall for the better of the movie and the better of the series, and to appeal to an international audience. I think it was a smart move. In fact, I think all 3 monsters are a great selection. I know there's a lot of people who wanted to see Anguirus, and I know that was a big disappointment for a lot of fans. But I think that they can only bring in so much, and I'm sure Anguirus was definitely on the board. I think it was probably a tough thing to cut him. And I do think he would have definitely fell into this world really well. I think much like Rodan, he's very he can have a story. He can have a very good story. But they decided on Mothra, Ghidorah, and Rodan. And I still think either way, had they cut one of those and added Anguirus or keep it the way it is now, I think either way they can't lose. I think now the key is to make sure that these monsters get implemented in a way that's realistic. They get designs that look real, and they have good origins that are either explained or coincide with the origin of Godzilla and the Muto. But we'll have to see. So I know you guys already have said plenty of times how you feel about Mothra, so I don't need to ask that question. But anyway, comment below with whatever you want. How do you think they'll implement Mothra? Do you think they'll strip the twins in the deity? Do you think they'll strip the deity and make the twins something a little bit more serious, like twin people that just happen to worship the monster? They have no connection to the monster. They just worship the monster, and then they get a group of followers that could perhaps maybe present a problem for some of the human characters in the movie. While Godzilla's dealing with Mothra, some of the human characters are dealing with this crazy cult that is following Mothra and causing issues. So who knows? We'll see what happens. Anyway, this is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to subscribe and join the Nation Facebook page.